Good morning, Raiders. This is Ezron. Welcome to my Bastion. It is October the 28th, and today is the start of the Champion Chase tournament for the Morrigaine Fusion. Now, I'm going to pull some shards in a minute, but first I'm going to go talk about the Champion and the Fusion in general. I didn't publish a Fusion video because I was waiting to see point totals this morning for some of the other events. Now, I'm going to start and first talk about Morrigaine. I personally am of the opinion that she is better than many people give her credit for. Yeah, she looks really cool. Yeah, she has, a pretty good kit for a speed booster. Arguably Lysandra has a better kit, but she's the queen of turn meter. But why I think Morrigaine is better than she currently gets credit for is base speed. Now it only shows 102 here. I'm going to go back into the index to make more of my points once I get her pulled up. That when fully ascended, she has 112 base speed. I will note that that is 2 more than Arbiter or 2 more than the previously mentioned Lysandra. I think that makes her really, really good because if you're competitive in Arena, you can build her for slightly higher speeds given your gear than the other 2 champions. I also get that she gets a little bit of criticism for her A3 because it's only a 20% turn meter decrease in fill compared to Lysandra's, which is a 30. But I think her higher base speed, sorry about that, makes her quite good. Like, I've seen people that have some frighteningly fast Lysandras where you never get a turn in the arena. I think she could be a trump there. She's also, I will know, blue affinity compared to, magic affinity compared to Lysandra, who is spirit. So I think Morrigaine is really, really good. And I would really like to have her. Now, why I am very lukewarm on the Fusion is pretty much the same reason as everyone else. Once this draws, we'll see the event point totals. And here we go. I'll note here that the last Pathfinder, the rarity is at 9,350 points, and like many other people have pointed out, there is no ability to get an epic. I bagged on this event in the last Fusion because, in my opinion, the point totals are more than I'm willing to put time and seat to get. And so I will not be getting this 9,350 points because I have other things to do than click and raid all day long, essentially. So my plan is this. I am going to pull Sacred Shards for the Champion Chase event. If I get an epic, one of these epics as part of that, it gives me the ability to avoid getting 4 Pathfinder Kates. So I'll avoid the high total in the Champion Training event. I'll probably then avoid the Champion Training Tournament, one of the Dungeon Divers, and then either the other Dungeon Diver or the Ice Golem Tournament, and I will still be able to get the Fusion. At that point, I won't have one of the Fusion epics, but they're common enough as you get things that I'm not that worried about getting it again. So that is my plan for what I'm going to do today. I will pull at least 10 sacreds, maybe as many as 12 in order to get things done. I'll note, really would like to have him too. Looks a little bit odd, but hits really hard, is a defensive-based champion for Shadowkin, and overall, I think a great example of modern raid champions. The last thing I'm going to do here is flip over to my shard tracker. That is a manual one. So give me just a moment here. And here we go. I have only pulled one sacred shard since my last legendary, and that means in all likelihood none of this will be influenced by the mercy system. I guess if I pull 12, the last one will be, but I'm going to be at the 12% chance of getting a legendary from any of these sacred shards. Have not updated my champion wish list since the new faction came out, but there are plenty of champions here I would love to get. I did avoid the last Sifi Rotos 10x during CVC, so you know a Rotos here would be awesome, as well as really any of these demon spawn would be above and beyond in helping my account. I'll also note Lysandria's here. I've mentioned her several times. I think her and Morrigaine are both really, really good and complements to each other, so would be happy with either one of them. Not going to go through this any further. Let me flip back to the client and I will start some pulls. And here we are back in the summoning portal. I'm going to get started with our first pull. Like I said earlier, going to pull 10 for sure, maybe as many as 12, depending on how we go and what I get. Let's start with number 1. Come on, let's start strong here. Nothing yet, a little bit of delay in the client, and here we go. Expect to see something in just a moment. Starting with an epic. It's a Thanasil. Have never built him, sort of doubt that I ever will. Let's get into number 2. Hopefully there's a little bit less lag this time. And there we are, another epic. Meliga Steel Girdle, I have one of her. I use her actually a fair amount, both for Dwarf Faction Wars and actually in Doom Tower. So if you don't have her built, she is quite good. And now moving on into my third pool. Come on, someone new or that I don't have would be great. Come on, number 3, again a third epic. Another Captain Tamila, probably not a lot of help from my account. Have several of her, including some Vault Guardians. Now come on, number 4. Someone awesome, please. An epic, a Magnar. He's also quite good as a nuker, but I've got several copies of him. Now moving into number 5. So this one or the next shard are halfway for me. Let's see what we're going to do. Come on, number 5. Who we're going to get? It is an epic, an Ugo. Also quite good. She is on my build list, but haven't got her to 60 yet. Come on, number 6. This is definitely halfway, regardless of what's going on. Come on, someone awesome. All right, oh, legendary for number 6. And a Vergamcar. He was a fusion. I didn't do the fusion. However, I did get him later. So this is a dupe for me. Now he will be Faction Guardians. Interesting. So this is an interesting turn of events. 6 Sacreds in, did get my first legendary. Not someone I'm super fired up about. But come on, let's go number 7. Come on, number 7. Back-to-back Legos would be awesome. Come on, number 7. No, it's an epic. A Seneschal. He is a quite old style Bannerlord and probably not a lot of help. Come on, number 8. Let's see who we're going to do. It's an epic. And a Lich. Some people say that he is really underrated. I've never done anything for him other than used him for the Razin Fusion. So here we are coming into shard number 9. I'm going to pull 2 more for sure. That will get me to 10. Then we will see. Come on, shard number 9. Someone awesome. A fusion epic or another legendary. So it's epic. A Jarang. I think he's actually quite neat for Lizardmen, but not a lot of increased capability for my account. Come on, now number 10, and we'll see how we're going to do. Come on, legendary. No legendary? Ooh, a terror beast. He's quite difficult to face like in Ice Golem waves, but he's hard to get to do anything on your account. So I just made the decision, I'm going to go for it and pull 2 more, getting up to 12, hoping to get either another legendary or one of the fusion epics. Let's hope we do well. Come on, legendary. Actually, a Morrigaine would solve a lot of my problems about what's going on. That is an epic. It's a relic keeper. He's a permanent fusion, so not a lot of help. I'm going to do 1 more and then call it quits while I hopefully am ahead. Come on, last one. Let's make it awesome. It's an epic and a Deacon Armstrong. He is quite good, but already have one of him, so not a lot of help for my account. So with that, that's as far as I'm willing to go. I guess that also means I will not be completing the Morrigaine fusion, just because didn't get any of the epics I will need. No, I'm not going to buy that either right now or ever, probably. I will say this change in my fusion plan, I'll get 4 Pathfinder Kates, fuse up one of these epics. If nothing else, he'll be super helpful for when the Sylvan Watchers faction war comes out, but he also gets pretty good reviews. I think, depending on affinity, he may be a solo or duo champion for me. I will say I already have a Uragrim who has a very similar kit. They're about comparable, although he's Spirit Affinity, so would probably do better against people who are Force Affinity than compared to someone who is Void. So this is Ezron. I am gonna sign out here. Let me know what you think about my commentary on both the Fusion Champion and the Fusion itself, and whether or not you're going for it. Hopefully you all had a better Summon Rush experience than I did today. Thank you all for your time. This is Ezron.